Merry Christmas, all of you amazing, abundant leaders and business owners out there. Man, I've got something for you here today. I love this time of year. If you don't know already, absolutely love this time of year. I'm sporting Veterans Be Real t shirt. Absolutely love this t shirt. Let me show you the back real quick. I don't know if you'll be able to read this or not. Get the thing out of the way. You can read that. Don't wish for things to be easier. Wish for you to be better. And that's what I'm going to do for you today. You know, every year everybody wants to start, and anytime, all the time, people are starting goals and they set goals. There's a specific reason why many people don't reach their goals. And goals and benchmarks, KPIs, key performance indicators, all of these things are extremely important. And I'm going to get right into this, but I'm going to share a couple strategies with you and show you the importance of measuring and tracking your progress along the way, but not just setting goals. When you're setting goals, you've heard of the SMART goals. The SMART goals are, I got to read them off here: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time. You have to put a time to them. When do you want to finish? When do you want the goal to be completed by? And there's other measures of time as well. But the thing is, most people overestimate what you can get done in a year and greatly underestimate what you can get done in 5 years. Now, patience is extremely important in business. The problem with impatience, the problem with wanting things fast, is you start buying stuff and you start buying into all these resources and you start spending money on things and trying to find shortcuts. And I'm here to tell you, there are some quicker ways to get things done in your business, but there's never a good reason to cut corners. And it's important to be patient, but it's also important to know what strategies to put in place. You know, when I first started as a business and marketing strategist, I'm going to share this story with you real quick, and I'm going to get right into what I believe will definitely help you in your goal setting, and not just goal setting, but just in your business in general. I'm going to share some amazing strategies and tools with you here in just a second. But years ago, when I first started kind of getting into business and marketing strategies as a consultant, as a strategist, I was talking to this business owner, and I like working with roughnecks. I like working with guys that are in the trades and subcontractors. And I was talking with this guy, and he's like, he was really intrigued. He was really excited about what I was telling him and the strategies and all this other stuff. He had never considered being in business as long as he had been in business. Well, when I talked to him the next day as a follow up, he tells me, I was talking with my sister's uncle's best friend who's been in business for this, that, and the other. And he was telling me that I can find that kind of information in 1,000 places on the internet. Just search it on Google. And we were we had the computer there, and I was talking to him, and I was talking to him in person, and I pulled it up, and he says, and I shared with him, I said, you know what, you go tell your whoever that he's absolutely 100% incorrect, and you can tell him I said so. And I said it very boldly and very unapologetically. And I turned my computer to him and I said, you can literally find business strategies or whatever the term was in 1.8 million locations on the internet. My question to you is, and my question to you is, do you want to go research all of those strategies, especially when they change on a regular basis? When you're talking about, there's some stuff that's evergreen when it comes to business operations and business finance, which is some of the stuff that I get into, part of what I get into. But when you're talking about digital marketing and you're talking about Facebook ads and Google ads and all those kinds of, this stuff changes on a regular basis. The algorithms change. But do you want to go search for all of that stuff, whether it's evergreen or not, and find the specific stuff and strategies that's important for your business in your region, where you're at in business right now, being a year, 5 years, 20 years down the road? and then putting all of that in the right order for your business that will take your entire day away from you running your business the way it should be run, the way only you can run your business. Is that something that you want to do? Because if so, then go at it. Otherwise, you need to find somebody like myself who is a business marketing strategist, keeping up with the times, constantly networking and masterminding with other business strategists all over the world every single week, several times a week, and sharing ideas with each other about other industries and how we can help out our own clients and our own business for that matter. So anyway, that's a quick story I wanted to share with you. I don't know how quick it was, but let's get into this. What I'm going to share with you, I'm going to start out with mindset. We're going to get started with mindset, and then we're going to go into more hard strategies because I know many of you always say, I want the hard strategies. I'm done with the mindset stuff. But 80% of the conversations I have with all of my clients and some of the prospects and just other people I talk to in business, 80% of it is mindset. I can give two people the same exact strategies in the same industry, same region. One will just blow up and one will be stagnant, maybe even go backwards. And it comes down to mindset every single time when I'm having that conversation. So we're going to start with the mindset. Then we're going to get into some real strategies. And I'm going to show you how this stuff works and why. I'm going to show you just one strategy of 12 different strategies. And I'll show you how just incremental changes in each one of the areas creates exponential and massive growth in your business. And when I say growth, I mean profits. Revenue feeds your ego. Profits feed your family. You can raise your revenue all day, every day. It's really not that difficult to do when you do it right and you're talking to the right people. But what's the point in raising revenue if you're not also improving your profits, improving your margins? So I'll talk a little bit about that here in just a second. So let me share my screen here, and I am going to hold on. Before I share that, I got to change this screen over here. There we go. All right, I'm going to share this screen. I'm going to share with you a short video, like I said. You ready? All right. Hope you can hear this. I'm wondering if it'll go through. I'm gonna bring the mic over. Make sure you can. Well, actually, there's no talking in this video. It's just some sound with the video. So let's unpack that a little bit, right? Let you get your tissues and wipe your tears away and stuff like that. I know I get misty eyed too. Listen, let me put my mic back over. Um, what was going on there might seem obvious to you. You've probably heard it before. You have to have your why. You have to know why it is that you do what you do as a business owner. And I'm specifically talking about your business goals right now. You have to specifically know why you do. Why did you start your business in the first place? Was it just to make money? I'm telling you, when I started businesses back in my past and I started them just to make money, they didn't do so well. I made money. It wasn't sustainable because I didn't have a sustainable why. I've said before that if your why isn't strong enough, isn't so strong that it makes you want to cry, then it's not strong enough. And there's many reasons why people start their business, but you have to have that strong why. It's either to give to the community, or you had some skill or thought process or something that you wanted to share with others. There's multiple reasons. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, and I'll share with you my why just for the sake of time. And I don't have an audience here to talk to, although I don't know if I have anybody that's on online, and I don't want to take the time really to check it out and see right now. I just want to kind of get through this. But there's a couple other things going on in that video as well. And I wish I could ask if you could tell what it is. Let me see if I can pull it up. Pull up, see who's on right now. And I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. I'll see. I've got it broadcasting into a couple different locations right now. In fact, that was me talking over there. So let me get back into this. There's a couple other things going on in that video. You see the neighbor, Mrs. Nosybody, right? Getting all up in his business, a naysayer. And you're going to have that. You probably had that when you started your business. You had people saying the typical stuff like, why don't you just go get a regular job like your brother or sister or everybody else? You had your why. You knew why you were doing what you wanted to do, whether you wanted personal freedom or whatever the case may be. But you're always going to have those nosy bodies and those naysayers. But look what else happened. He also had people following him by his example, following his example. The two little girls or two little children there started working out outside of his door, watching what he was doing. Somebody's always watching. And there's people that are watching that are naysayers that are going to go talk about you like they did. Called the daughter over to, hey, something's going on with your dad or papa. Come get this guy. He's gone crazy, right? They're going to think that about you. But there's the other people out there that are going to praise you and they're going to follow you. They're going to look up to you. They're going to admire you. And then there's the people that you serve in your business. In this case, it was his granddaughter. Appeared to me it was his granddaughter. You have your clients and customers. They're part of why you do what you do. And the reason why I do what I do as a business and marketing strategist, I moved from Hawaii to Florida so that I could fully retire, 100% retire, and not work for anybody else ever again in my life. And I could very well do that. I could literally just be hanging out with family all the time, going to Disney, Universal, traveling, and doing whatever I want to do because I've set myself up that way. I've set up my lifestyle in such a way, and I have no debt. I'm living very comfortably. I don't have to do what I do as a business and marketing strategist. I don't need the headache, quite frankly. I lose sleep sometimes when I'm working with a new client or I'm running into some situations with a client and I just want to push them way over the edge. I'm always getting them better results, but I just want to push it over, and I don't lose sleep because I'm concerned as much as I'm just constantly spinning around in my head. What can we do next? What can we do next? I love that. I love that journey. I love that process. And that's part of why I do what I do. But another part is as a retired Army medic, I was either saving lives, treating people's ailments, or teaching people to save lives and treat people's ailments. That's what I'm doing as a business and marketing strategist. I'm saving lives through saving businesses. And I take it that seriously. I'm saving families. I'm preventing divorces. I'm preventing children from having a split household. These are the things that happen in the business world all the time. People are constantly getting divorced, committing suicide. Their health is failing because they're stressed out, because of lack of funds, lack of cash flow. And it can be prevented. They're brilliant in what they do in their business. They're just not brilliant. Most business owners aren't brilliant at business. And that's where I come in. So let me share some more hard strategies with you. Let me open this up. I'm going to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Now, this is our profit acceleration software, and I'm going to show you and prove to you through this, and then something else really quick, how tiny little incremental improvements and impact in different areas of your business. If you look over here on the left-hand side, I've started out with the financials, which is what you see here. You see the financials over here. I've got a $100,000 business. This is a restaurant business. Their net profit margin is 12%, and the gross profit margin is 31%, and that's average in the restaurant industry here in North America. Average is mediocre, by the way. I don't think any of you want to be average. Average gets you in trouble when a pandemic comes along or something comes along like 2008 and different things happen, or you get something happens in your family and you have to not be at work. You don't have the cash flow. When you're average, it's dangerous. Okay, so we're going to not do that. Then evaluation, and then we're going to get into the 12 strategies, which I'm not going to get into today. I'm just going to show you what the impact will be if you impact your market dominating position or actually have one. Impact your leads and conversions, strategic alliances, digital marketing, just tiny little impacts in these areas, compelling offer. Drip campaign. Drip campaign is not just on email. Drip campaign is through Facebook messaging bots, through text messaging, and through other forms, through snail mail. I know you can't see this because I got a smaller right now, but these cards, all of this is garbage. People spend money on this. I collect these. I call these people because I know I can help them, and I take people on like that as clients. So additional products and services, increased prices, upsell, downsell, cross-sell, bundling, all of these areas I'm going to show you. So let's look at this particular business, and let's say that this business is a $150,000 business. And I submit that, and I come over here to the summary, and you can see that they're all just a 3% increase, 3% impact in each one of these. But let's take leads, for instance, and you see that the impact here is $13,000. Let's say if we, and I'm telling you right now, I have multiple case studies where we have increased lead generation from literally 35 for a cosmetic surgeon to an 1,100% increase in leads simply through writing a better ad, finding out what his market dominating position is, writing better ads, and sending those ads to a squeeze page instead of the website where he was sending it to. Keynote, write this down. Do not send your paid advertisement or even some of your organic posts. Do not send that traffic to your website. I don't have time to get into why right now. That's a whole other conversation. But let's say, for instance, that we increase this to say 50%. Remember, I just said we have increased a cosmetic surgeon to 1,100%. 50% is child's play. But I'll put 50% down here. Now you see this number changed? We submit that, and you can see that just the profit just for this one area increases to $20,000 for the year in profit. And this is still being very conservative. We go back here to summary. You can see that this is now 50%, 65%, and look up here. This business started out $150,000 in revenue, only $18,000 in profits, which is ridiculous, not in a good way, increased $131,000 in revenue, increased to new is $76,000 in profit. The impact is $58,000 in profit, a 323% impact for this business. All right. So how do we do that? Let me put this back to 3. How do we do that? How do I physically improve leads? I'll show you. Let me show you an example. This is an example. Now, like I said, I primarily work with general subcontractors and roughnecks. This is a bathroom remodeler. This is his website. And what he was doing is he's sending Facebook ads, paying Facebook ads. He's spending about $1,000 a month to get 581 visits to the website. That website, I'm being very generous in saying that website converts at this point 2%, because this guy was saying I was getting several hundred visits to the website and no work whatsoever, no jobs. So I'm going to be generous just so it comes out on the end with something. And this is typical for most businesses. Some sort of an ad, Facebook, Google, newspaper, billboard, you name it, maybe getting traffic. But let's say they're getting traffic and 2% are calling. So that's 11 people are calling for the free estimate. And that's his only call to offer. Call us for a free estimate. Then the guy comes over for an estimate and then emails them. We'll just say they email them or tell them at the spot, emails them, and then says, hey, we'll do the job for $8,000. Now they've got expenses. There's about $5,000 in expenses for this business. I think I put 5,000 or 6,000. Let me see what I put for the expenses on this. I put $5,000 in expenses on this. And so let's simulate this. Let's find out what happens if we go ahead and simulate this. And we can see that they spend about $1,000 in traffic for Facebook. The other expenses is the $5,000 for the job. And so this guy will earn about $2,000 from spending $1,000. Okay. Not too bad. He's earning a profit. I'd be happy with that, right? But let's look at this. Let's see what happens if we make a few changes, a few tiny little changes. What we did was we sit down with our prospects, with our clients, and we sit down with them and we find out, what is their market dominating position? Who do they serve? And I don't have time to get into all that right now. But bottom line is this bathroom remodeler, we came up with a better ad. And let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. This ad says, convert your bathroom to an easy entrance, custom shower, great for all ages. And it also says in here that you can get it done in a day. All right, so they can get it done quick. Now what you see the difference is this is a squeeze page. Now we're spending the same $1,000, getting 581, not changing the traffic, getting the traffic to this. And instead of saying call us for a free estimate, we're saying get our idea, download our idea guide, see which ones work best for you. And that's all that we're asking for is have them click on a button, add their name and email address to download an idea guide. We could say something like 5 things you need to know before you hire a bathroom remodeler that will save you thousands and not destroy your house. Put your name and email address here. We'll give you those 5 things you need to know. Now we can nurture them. And over time, we give them the information guide here, and then we can share some more ideas here, and then more ideas here, more ideas here. And in each one of those emails, we give them the opportunity to get on the schedule, not call. We got to reduce the friction. Calling, most people don't like to pick up the phone and call anymore. I certainly don't, but I might go ahead if it's compelling enough and they've been sharing enough important information with me, then I'll jump on the calendar and I'll schedule it without having to talk to anybody. And I'll schedule for somebody to come out and do an estimate. Now, let's go back here before we go any further. Say they don't. Say they go to move. Have you ever moved your mouse off a screen and a pop-up comes up? Well, a pop-up comes up and says, hey, what about your kitchen? And this one says, if I can't read it, I don't have my good glasses on. But if you want an absolutely average kitchen for your house, then absolutely do not call us. Okay, not interested in the bathroom, but what about the kitchen? We'll do the same thing, build that out here. So we're capturing it that way. Now, let's say once they make the assessment, they come over and they do the estimate. We send them the estimate, and we basically can send them three, or we can say, hey, look, here's the options. We can do this average one, this really beautiful bathroom, what you described. We can get that done for about $8,000. But if you want upgraded fixtures and a much better tile and better colors and better product and just last longer, all this other kind of stuff, we can get that done for $12,000. But oh, by the way, if $8,000 is, if they balk at that, they're like, well, $8,000, that's not really what I'm looking for. I don't want to pay that much. Then we can have a down sell and say, okay, we can still get it done, but it's not going to have, some of these upgraded features, and it's still going to be very functional and very beautiful. And we can get that done for $6,000. And by doing that, they're getting a lot more clients. They're being able to serve the higher end and the lower end. All right. And they're taking them on as a client. But even then, you see down here, you got 177 people who still have not gotten on the calendar. So we will continue this campaign. This does not have to be email. It could be a Facebook bot. If you look down here, it could be a Facebook bot. It could be these mailers that we have here that we mail out. It could be text messages. I've got the capability of getting all that done. Now, let's run a simulation on this. See what happens here. Same traffic, same money spent, same $1,000 to get 581 visits to this squeeze page. And instead of a $2,000 profit, now we got $82,000 conservatively in profit, $222,000 in revenue. You see how much closer that number is, right? And we're still spending $1,000 in traffic. Now, here's the awesome thing about this. This is why the goal setting, and this relates to goal setting, because now we can come over here, and I can come over here to this report, and I can say, okay, here's what I want. I don't want $82,000 in profits. I want, let's say, $200,000 in profits. Remember, revenue feeds your ego, profits feed your family. Let's say I want $200,000 in profits. And if that's the case, then I can look at this and I can go and figure out where I need to make adjustments on the canvas by looking at those numbers. And the other cool thing about having this canvas here is we can find the bottlenecks. We can figure out where the bottleneck is at and what is working and what is not working. Remember, this is just one tool that I use to find this information. So if we're spending $1,000 in ads, but we're not getting any traffic to this squeeze page, then we know it's the ad. We need to go back and work on the ad a little bit. If the ad is working fabulously and we're getting more than 40% over here, we're getting much more people to visit, much more traffic, then we know the ad is working great, but we're not getting any opt-ins. We're not getting anybody to download the idea guide or anything else. So if that's the case, then we just change up. Maybe we'll switch these two out and we can run a split test and run different campaigns. So we can keep revamping this, and then so on and so forth. If the emails aren't working, or if the drip campaign's not working, the bots aren't working, so on and so forth, then we can figure out where the bottleneck is at and we can fix it. If you don't have something like this, you can't fix it. You can't fix what you don't know is broken. People always say don't fix what's not broken. But look, this over here, this scenario over here, scenario one, $2,000 a month, don't worry about it. It's working. Don't fix it. But then when you see the potential of actually setting up an actual true digital marketing campaign, you see the difference. And this may not even be digital marketing. This could be a billboard. This could be a newspaper ad. This could be you name it. This could be one of these flyers that you send out to certain people. And oh, by the way, you got to know who to target, who to send this traffic to, right? So you can obviously see the difference. Now, the reason why I wish I could, as you're watching this on the replay, put your comments down there. I would love to hear what your comments are and what you're getting out of this, because you can obviously see how much more dynamic this is by being able to do this. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get your mind right. Remember the video, you have to know your why and you have to get your mind right. But then you have to know what strategies to implement. This is just 12 of 40 strategies that I have in the software. This is just the quick start. But then once we figure out this, now we have an implementation map. It's put in order. We know that the quickest way to get money back into a business, and I do this all the time, is to not necessarily cut costs. That's deceiving. But to go in and look at the financials and figure out where we can make adjustments. Suppliers raise their money. Suppliers increase their prices 2%, 3%, 5%. But when's the last time you raised your prices? You got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And so we know that cutting costs and then the market dominating position is extremely important. Then we're going to increase prices possibly. We'll look at that and so on and so forth. But we have a roadmap and we know step by step how to get each one of these done. In fact, we know exactly how to get each one of these done internally. So you have to have the mindset. You have to know what's not working, where you can make improvements. Then once you figure that out, you have to have a roadmap to get it done. And then you have to have a strategy to actually make that one. This whole thing right here is nothing more than the leads, the market dominating position and lead generation. That's this part here. From here, market dominating position that we can add, putting it in the here, generating the lead, and then we're talking about conversions, right? Here's conversions. We're starting to convert the leads in this area, convert them to actual prospects, hot and warm prospects, converting them into the sale. But then if it's too much, then we're converting them here and actually getting them. And then we are not only increasing revenue, we're increasing profits. So that's pretty much what I have for you. There's so much more to this. I'm literally just scratching the surface on this by showing you what I just shared with you, because I've got a whole CRM campaign that part of this whole thing that you saw there is not just emails, but it's also text messages. It's phone calls. My clients, when they get a text message from one of their opt-ins or from one of their new prospects that purchase one of their membership sites or something like that, they get a text message on their phone. And then I instruct them to make sure that they or one of their staff calls that person, that new client, that new customer, that new prospect right away, within a minute. They can do that. And that scales as you scale the business out. So you have to have a very strong CRM. You have to have somebody who can build put all this stuff together for you. Hope that got your mind thinking as you're going into the next year and how to innovate your business, improve your mindset, innovate your business so that you can reach the goals that you want to reach. Find out the strategies that you need. Have somebody do an assessment. I can do an assessment on your business. Just click on the link in the description of this video. Or you know what you can do? You can go over here to, let me go back over here. You can go over here to wallycarmichael.com, download, get a hold of my free book. Or you can go down here and just ask a question. But if you want to get on my calendar, just go over here. That's where you can download the book as well. Or you can go here and get on my calendar and we can have a strategy session. And you and I can get on a strategy session over the next couple of weeks after you watching this. And we will just do a quick strategy session of your business. We can go over the profit acceleration software, but literally in 30 minutes, we'll get through 2 or 3 of these. But I will show you an impact in your business using very conservative numbers and then start showing you a roadmap that you can follow and you can have that. Sound good? All right. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to talking with you. And I am your business and marketing strategist. I hope you find somebody that can help you in your business, because I'm telling you, you are the backbone of your business. You're the reason why I do what I do right here, because I want you not to just succeed, but to be abundant in your business and abundant in your personal life and abundant in your actions. In order to do that, you have to be abundant in your thoughts. Get your mind right, get the strategies down, find a roadmap to implement the strategies that you need to implement, figure out what's working, what's not working, make adjustments. And man, I can just talk about this all day long, obviously, but I got to go and you got to go. I look forward to talking with you later. Take care.